Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Love Lies and Lacefronts, where we do reactions, reviews, and commentary on the YouTube channels you love to watch. Guys, there is a story that we started talking about earlier today, and there's some new developments. There was actually an interview conducted by a local radio station here in Charlotte with the mom and sister of Shanquella Robinson, and I thought you guys might like to hear it. So I'm going to play that for you guys in a minute. But if you are not familiar with this case, or actually what happened, this person who actually went on vacation to meet up with some friends or on vacation with friends and to Cabo, Mexico, and met her untimely demise at the hands of potentially her friends, allegedly. Um, and it's a mystery now as to what exactly happened, when it happened, and how it happened. There is a video circulating that is quite violent that depicts an incident, and people are trying to fill in the blanks and also bring some justice to this family. So let's watch a quick news report, and then we're going to roll into the interview, and I might stop along the way in between, just, here and there. And if you have questions, make sure to bubble them in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, definitely go ahead and send your questions. But welcome all of you to this premiere. My chats are subscriber only. So if you're new here and you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe so that next time I go live or premiere another video, you can be part of the chat. Let's go ahead and go.
Mystery in Mexico as a Charlotte family tries to find answers into how a 25-year-old wound up dead.
Well, conflicting reports now have them wondering what really happened at a villa in Cabo San Lucas. Morgan Francis tonight spoke to the family and joins us now here in the studio. So Morgan, when did all this happen?
Alicia, this happened about 2 weeks ago. Shanquella Robinson went to Mexico with her friends. She arrived early on Friday the 28th, and her family says the next morning she was dead.
It was supposed to be a fun, long weekend for 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson and her group of friends who went to Cabo to celebrate one of their birthdays.
She told me they had a chef. They was getting ready to eat. They was eating tacos, something, salad or something they was eating. And I said, well, okay, I love you. Have a good night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. And I never talked to my child again. And she never made it back home.
Robinson's mom, Salamandra, says within 24 hours of her daughter's arrival, she was dead. Figuring out how or why has only added to the family's nightmare It started with a frantic call from Robinson's friends.
They said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poisoning. They couldn't get a pulse. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
It's when the family made calls to the FBI and Mexican authorities that they learned of another potential cause of death.
And the autopsy came back. They said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Say that she had been, she had a broken neck and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten.
Salamandra says the entire group came back from Mexico, leaving her daughter's body there. Nearly 2 weeks and $6,000 later, her body is back home. But answers have been hard to come by.
You know, I know that's not going to bring my child back, but I want something done about it.
Queen City News has spoken with officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico who refute the claim that Robinson was murdered, saying the police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play. Here in Charlotte, her family refuses to believe their daughter's death was an accident, and they vow to find the truth of what happened that night in Cabo.
She had a heart of gold. She loved everybody, and pretty much everybody loved her.
An official with the State Department told us they're helping the family obtain reports from authorities and recommend the family hires a private investigator and an attorney if they question the circumstances surrounding Shanquella's death.
So, yeah, guys, it's a tough topic. So, we really don't know everything that happened. So let's go ahead and let's watch this report really quick with her father, giving some additional information, and then we're going to roll into the interview that was done today by WPEG in Charlotte, and we're going to listen to that and then talk about it on the other side. But you know, from what we know now, the FBI has gotten involved, and it seems like there is an investigation underway, and you know, I think this is it's obviously a developing story, but yeah, quite shocking. And I think the family is still obviously in shock. I think once the funeral happens, which is scheduled for this Saturday, um, you know, I think it'll really start to set in and they're going to really be looking for a lot of answers. But they say that they are faithful and they are hoping for the results, which will come in the form of justice for their daughter.
It's like a nightmare, man. It's you know, I can't even sleep.
This is Shanquella's father.
I'm just frustrated. My heart is just aching, man. And, you know, as a father, man, you know, a praying man.
Bernard Robinson is begging for answers about how his daughter, Shanquella, died last month in Cabo.
I just want some truth, because this don't even add up right.
He says he and his wife were told Shanquella died of alcohol poisoning, but the autopsy says she died due to injuries to the spinal cord and neck. A video has now...
So that's the story that the friends, I think, seem to have been running with, that there was some sort of alcohol poisoning and that she collapsed and she never woke up. But obviously, when the family got her back, they had an autopsy performed because they didn't believe the story or thought that there was more to the story and they weren't getting the full answers, and a private autopsy brought back this result.
Also surfaced showing someone attacking Shanquella.
On top of this video.
I think I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, sir. God not gonna fail. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
Information out of Cabo authorities has been difficult to obtain, so I called phone numbers associated with all of her friends who went on the trip.
The subscriber you have dialed is not in service.
Most of the numbers are now disconnected, but
did he think he was really going to get someone on the phone? I mean, this is awful, and it's great that he did that, but wow, I did not even realize
two of them
this.
went straight to voicemail.
Yeah, they're not trying to pick up any unknown calls.
I texted both of them and also paid them a visit since they have Charlotte addresses. No one answered at the first store, and the same with the second.
Hello.
And while no one was home when I rang the doorbell this afternoon, a neighbor did tell me this morning they spotted CMPD outside this person's home.
What?
I sent an email to CMPD asking why they were there. CMPD says they are not involved in the investigation since the case happened in Mexico. I also sent an email to the records division asking for a police report, and I was told it will take 24 hours for it to be available. As Channel 9 continues to seek answers, so does Shanquella's dad.
I'm not giving
Okay.
up. I am not giving up. I'm very confident that I'm gonna have a peace of mind.
Yes. So, as you know, guys, this has gone viral. So, at the end of the day, there are a lot of people very curious because this could be anybody's family member. So, I think a lot of people are quite concerned. This is very scary for a lot of people. No one is really here for what happened to her. And we see these videos oftentimes. We don't know what happens to the people. We know what happened to this person, and she's being buried. She's being funeralized on Saturday. So it's an awful thing. And I think that the community at large really wants to know what happened. So moving to this next interview, let me get this pulled up really quick. This is a local radio station here in Charlotte. It's Power 98 WPEG, and they did an interview today, and let's go ahead and listen in, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Power 98 Charlotte's plug for new hip hop and R&B. Miss Jessica, the girl next door, as this story has made headlines all across the nation, and it's happened right here in our town of Charlotte, North Carolina. So, of course, we had to reach out. I am honored to have the mother and sister of Shanquella Robinson on the line, Ms. Long and Ms. Robinson. Hello, how are you all doing?
Good. How are you?
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak to all of our listeners about what is going on. There are a lot of different stories, so we want to be able to come to you all and get the facts. Can you all tell us, how did this start and what is going on when you first got this phone call?
I was here watching TV and I got a call. I'm not sure of the time. It had to be about, 5:30, 6 o'clock over here in Charlotte. They stated that my sister wasn't feeling well. She had been throwing up, that she's rested now. They said the person that called her said that she was laying down. And at that time, we took it as if she just had a hangover. They out partying, they on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
She just feeling bad from drinking, just a little hangover or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we got off the phone. After that, some moments later, I don't even think it was 30 minutes, he called back and said that they were trying to resuscitate her and that it was 3 ambulances there, 3 medics there. We just kind of held the phone. He said that they had.
So he's saying, so this is the sister. She sounds just like the mother. This is the sister talking, saying that they started getting phone calls, a series of calls, that Shanquella was not doing well. And they said she was resting, but she's not. So they're kind of, I'm just gonna say they're kind of starting to set the trap that, hey, something's happened. She's not well. Also just the fact that, yeah, we're looking after her and we're calling, we're keeping you informed. Meanwhile, they know exactly what's going on. Also, let's just note Shanquella, from what I understand, they're going to talk about this in a minute. She's 5'1", and the person that was in the video that was beating her is almost 6 feet tall. Okay. So the person is considerably taller, considerably bigger, and just quite disturbing. The mother and sister also state that the group of friends all went to Winston-Salem State, which is an HBCU university here in North Carolina.
Had him got all of them standing outside the house, so he really couldn't tell us what was going on. It went from that till she had passed.
And so when you get the news that she had passed, who did that news come from? The person that was calling you?
The person that was calling us, yes.
At that moment, I can't even begin to imagine what is going through your head to find out that your loved one has passed away and they're in Mexico. A lot of people are talking about friends. Who were these people to Shanquella?
They were all people that she went to college with, Winston-Salem.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know none of those, none of them that was on the trip with her. Nothing but one fella, and that was supposed to be her closest friend. He's close with the family. He's been on family trips. He's always around. He's always with her. That's the one that we got the phone call from, telling us about what transpired. The other people we didn't know. We just know she attended school with them.
So you get the phone call that she had passed away. When does it turn to, hold on, something is not right?
I think maybe the next day, I guess, because it really kind of settled in then.
Mm-hmm.
At first, we were kind of at ease because he was someone that we trusted. We wouldn't take him to be as dirty as he is. If that makes sense to you. So I would say probably the next day we started feeling different about what he was telling us. Because by then we started getting phone calls from people here saying that they was over there fighting her. The girls was jumping on her. After getting that information, we questioned him, and he stuck to alcohol. He said that's what the medics told him.
Why would he say that's what the medics told him? If you're there and you saw her drinking and she's got alcohol poisoning, wouldn't it make sense if she had drank a whole lot? Which we all know that that's not the truth, because they're going to state that in the autopsy there was no presence of any alcohol. So, and the person she's referring to is not the guy Nazir who's been going live and we see the video. This is the guy who actually filmed the fight between Shanquella and Dejanay. So this is someone who she's going to state has been around the family, been on family trips, allegedly her friend, her real friend. And this is the person who stood by and watched her basically get the beating that would eventually take her life.
So eventually it went from alcohol till they was fighting her to when we asked them about the fighting, it went from alcohol to they wasn't fighting her. Nobody was fighting her to they did fight her, but then he wasn't there. He wasn't in the room. He don't know nothing about the fight. When he got back, the fight was over with. But now we got a video that surfaced showing that they was fighting and showing that he's in the room, letting them, attack her.
So let's talk about this video. Do you know who released this video to the public?
I don't know who released the video. No.
You received phone calls from other people saying that the girls that were on this trip were fighting Shanquella. So that leads me to believe that this video was sent out showing people in this fight.
Way before we seen it. It's been out for days now. I mean, weeks. Well, weeks. Yeah. We just now seeing it. So it's been out for a while, because I even had somebody inbox me telling me that video been out for a while. And it's got to be another part to the video that haven't surfaced yet, but I'm sure it's coming.
So you see this video and you now see that the young man that has been calling you, telling you what's going on, that he has been lying, that he was actually in the room. He did witness the fight. Do you then reach back out to him?
I tried calling him because I was livid. Mm-hmm. That video did something to me, because all of them, they standing there, and then my sister sleeps naked. So they had to wake up out of sleep. As you can see, the girl that was attacking her had her pajamas on. So, and to see him in there and to know that, I immediately called him. But of course, he's not answering his phone. He's in the hiding now.
So the last time that you talked to him was the next day after he told you that she had passed away?
We talked to him for a couple of days, because he came over here to the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he came here. And the girls came to the house too. Two of the girls came to the house, and we asked them the same questions about the fighting part. All of them denied. It was no fight. Nobody was fighting. I think they came home on a Monday or a Sunday or Monday, but the girls came, they all came maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday over here to the house. And I think later on that week is when we actually got the information from the coroners that her death had nothing to do with alcohol.
Have you spoken to them?
That's crazy that they came to the house. They were probably trying to stay close to see what information would come up. And then the minute that the information comes up and comes out, they scatter like roaches. They scatter like mice. They just scattered. They're in hiding. They've gone to different states. they're coming by to visit, but now the autopsy's released and they've gone ghost.
Since this video dropped?
No, we hadn't spoken to them before the video. It was just that one time that they came by. Came over here and gave us hugs, you know?
Wow.
Do you know why this argument?
I wonder if Dejanay was one of them.
And this fight broke out?
I do not know, and I don't understand why, because the girl that was attacking her, it was her birthday. They're celebrating her birthday. So I don't know what could have transpired from Friday night from a video that my sister put up on her Instagram. She was having a good time. It seemed to be all right.
So what was the video she had put up on her Instagram? So it must have been a short and expired or something, because I don't know. I guess we need to go see if there's something on her Instagram.
That morning, that had to be Saturday morning that they was in there fighting her. This girl stands about 6 feet, 6'1". My sister's about 5'1", 5'2", 100 pounds.
As this story has come out, we have heard about the people that were there on this trip with Shanquella Robinson. One of those males has gone on Instagram Live and shared his story.
We've seen him.
Have you all spoken to that male?
We have talked to him, but he said that his flight got there. I think he got there after everything transpired, which I don't know how sure it is. I'm not positive on how accurate that is, if he even telling the truth at this point. But he has been more willing to speak to us than the other ones, because after that night that they came over, we hadn't heard anything else from them. But also, he knew that she had been jumped on, and he never mentioned that. And what my mom mean by that, because she had a knot on her head, her eyes are swollen, her lips are split. I don't know why would he would even think it was alcohol poisoning. After looking at her, even if he walked into it, he had to know it was something different. Then they said she had a broken neck, so I don't know how you not see that something was going on with her neck. I had someone text me something about him, and I was like, he's talking to the wrong people. Go and tell the cops what you know, what you on live for. Somebody need to stand up for her. They know what happened. Everyone that was there know what happened. Even if you came in that situation late, you know what happened, because after it happened, they had to sit together and try to figure out what they can tell or what they can say happened, and they went to alcohol poisoning.
A lot of people are talking about this situation, and they're just shocked by the fact that they left Shanquella in Mexico.
We're not too much sure about the timeline on that, because from what I'm thinking, I know they tried to come home early. Whether or not they did, I don't know. Because once it happened, I got the young man that called us that's supposed to be her friend. He said that he's going to come on home. But when he actually came home, I don't know.
See how mom says, the young man who's supposed to be her friend? Because, I mean, that clearly is not her daughter's friend.
So if they didn't come home on a regular time, which should have been that Monday, they came home Sunday. They was trying to get out of there early.
Now that you all actually have proof that there was a physical assault, and now you have a video to back that up, now what is going on with this case?
Now everybody is involved. So it's just pretty much us sitting back and letting them do their job. And
let them
try to be patient.
Let the authorities, let them talk it all the way out, post everything, all of the things
about it.
Now that we actually have a video of a physical assault, and now that it has been proven that there were lies about it, has there been any talk about making an arrest?
They haven't spoken with us about that, but there's a couple people that we are scared to talk to coming up this following week. So I guess they'll just give us more information on it. But believe me, they're on it.
I know that there are lots of posts on social media about making phone calls to different people and making sure that we stay on their necks about getting justice for your daughter and your sister. What is your message to the public, and what is it that you would like for us to do?
Continue to do what they're doing. Make the phone calls that the people are asking to make, and keep praying for us, because this is something that we log on and seeing that video. That's something that takes a toll on us. It definitely takes a toll on me. I'm going to have to actually delete the video, because every time I see it, I'm livid. I'm mad about it. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm wishing I was there with her. I'm hurt. I'm hurt because I can't believe, I'm more hurt. I can't believe that they had to go there. I don't know if this was premeditated. Did they plan this? And I could imagine how she felt to be standing there naked and you got people videoing you. You got this big ass girl, she, whatever the she is, trying to fight you. And then your best friend sitting there watching. Nobody jumped in to do anything. So either they definitely was planning on to assassinate her character or embarrass her, because if it didn't lead to death, I'm pretty sure they would have came back here and put that video up of that girl jumping on her.
Yeah.
And while she's naked.
Is there anything that you all have heard about this case and you're like, that is absolutely not true?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
Everything's been pretty much accurate except the alcohol. At first it was alcohol. And even everything about her, everything's been positive, which that is true. So no.
With that being said, I think it's important hearing from her mother and her sister that you all tell people about Shanquella and the type of person that she was.
Sweet, kind-hearted, intelligent, business-driven. She was beautiful inside and out. I mean, I don't think there's nobody right now to tell you anything negative about her. Positive individual, respectful. Everything good that you can say that was her.
I know that you all are planning on laying her to rest and celebrating her life. Do you all want to give the details about the funeral? Is this going to be open to the public or?
It's open to the public. Okay. It'll be at Macedonia Baptist Church, 1300 Patterson Avenue. I'm sorry. Saturday, the wait will be from 11 to 12 and the funeral is from 12 to 1.
Thank you for taking time to speak with me today, taking time to share this story. And it is our prayer that your family receives justice for Shanquella Robinson, and everyone that was involved in this will be held accountable. And please know that not only do you have my support, the support of the people here at Power 98, but you have the world watching right now. And we are all supporting you and lifting you up in prayer. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this.
Thank you.
Wow, guys. Okay, so you're hearing it. If you hadn't heard that that interview before, again, that was the mother of Shanquella Robinson and her sister Tequilla Long. Okay. So on this posting, Shanquella Robinson's mother and sister speak out, full interview, and it is posted, like I said, on Power 98. Imagine receiving a phone call that your loved one passed away. This is posted by Miss Jessica. She's one of the on-air personalities. Imagine receiving a phone call that your loved one has passed away in a foreign country. Well, that is exactly what happened to Salamandra Robinson earlier this month when she learned that her 25-year-old daughter, Shanquella Robinson, was found dead in Cabo while vacationing with a group of friends. Originally, Mrs. Robinson was told Shanquella died of alcohol poisoning. It wasn't until she received phone calls from various people and saw her daughter's autopsy report that she knew that that was a lie and something terrible happened to her daughter. According to her sister, Tequilla Long, Shanquella had a broken neck, cracked spine, and bruises all over her body at the time of her death. Even with clear evidence of foul play, the U.S. State Department released a statement claiming no clear evidence of foul play. Then the video was anonymously, that's interesting, the video was anonymously released showing a woman brutally beating Shanquella while others watched and recorded. No one attempted to stop the vicious attack. Let's stop right there for a second. So it was anonymously posted. Do you think that one of the 7 people who absolutely had nothing to do with it, who was like, oh shit, what do I do? If I say something, maybe I'll end up in the same position as her. Because someone had to have recorded it. So do we know that that's the recording from the guy who's talking's phone or who? But someone anonymously. So, I mean, there's only a handful of people. Someone has to know who had this video, and someone decided to post it anonymously to the internet, probably trying to exonerate themselves and implicate the main person, who is Dejanay, allegedly, and the person who filmed Dejanay and said, hey, Shanquella, aren't you going to fight back? So, or at least you could fight back. So who knows? But this is really it's an awful situation. Let's continue. This story has since made international headlines, and the family of Shanquella Robinson want answers and justice for their loved one. I had a chance to chat with Shanquella's mother and sister about what life has been like since they received the horrible phone call. Have any of the people that were on the trip with Shanquella reached out to them? Who released the video? And what do they need from the public? Check out my full interview. Let's keep the name Shanquella Robinson in the media until this beautiful young lady receives the justice she deserves. So we're doing just that. And if you want to find this full interview uninterrupted by me, you can find it on Power 98, number one for hip hop and R&B in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's posted, and I will have a link to it in my description box so you guys can easily access that from this video. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for this update. If you have any information, I would suggest using all of the links and information provided on Twitter and on Facebook, and I'll see what links I can find. That if you have any information that you want to provide to authorities, you can go ahead and do so. Again, if you want to access this full interview, I will have a link in my description box. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and get the conversation going down in the comments. This is just a horrible situation. There's so many twists and turns. And it's just very unfortunate. And I think the main thing is that most people feel really concerned because this could be anybody to them. This could be their sister, their auntie, their cousin, their daughter, their girlfriend, wife, anyone. This could be anyone to us. She is everyone to us in a way, and it's really very sad. It's kind of a parent's worst nightmare to know that your child is going off for a good time, and all you want is for them to go have a great time and come back safely, and that is not what happened. Not only did she not get to come back safely, but she had a horrific incident that happened to her that nobody is claiming any responsibility to, and it's just a mystery, and she was left behind for the parents to clean up the mess of the individuals who decided to take her life way too soon. So anyway, guys, we will continue to keep our eye out on this and try to keep the conversation going until the family receives the justice that they deserve and the answers that they need, to be able to at least make a little bit more sense out of this and have some peace. Anyway, guys, take care. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time I post another video.